When the government is deliberating over policy, there are certainly many burdens they must consider. However, the first and foremost of these is the purpose of the government. The purpose of the government is its primary concern, because no matter how beneficial a policy may seem, if they do not fulfill their purpose, the nation as a whole suffers. It is for this reason that I stand resolved. The United States should not replace its federal welfare programs with a universal basic income. To proceed with my case, we need to understand one key term, universal basic income, or UBI for short, which is defined by Stanford as, quote, a periodic cash allowance given to all citizens to provide them with a standard of living above the poverty line, unquote. Essentially, UBI is a guaranteed minimum income for every citizen, regardless of their position in life. This leads us to the goal. The goal which I would like to establish in today's debate round is the government's duty. The government's duty. As the resolution establishes, the United States is the actor in today's debate round, which results in our goal becoming immediately obvious. As agreed by many philosophers such as Locke or Rousseau, the government's first duty is to protect the rights of its people. Over the course of this debate round, we will examine UBI through two contentions and discover how it fails the duty of the American government, which we have been entrusted with today. Contention 1. UBI harms the economy. UBI harms the economy. I have two subpoints under this. Subpoint A is UBI encourages unemployment. Proponents of UBI often tout that it provides the tools for people to pursue their ambitions, whether they aspire to be a billionaire, an entrepreneur, or anything in between. But here's the thing. UBI provides for and ultimately encourages laziness. Because with a guaranteed safety net, regardless of your commitment in life, there is no incentive. This is what makes UBI self-destructive. The way a UBI program works is through something called wealth redistribution. In order to have wealth to redistribute, you need people to pay into the system. For people to be able to pay, they need money. And for them to have money, they need to be working. Simply following these logical premises reveals UBI is based on faulty structure and built to fail. A nation is only as strong as its economy, and our economy specifically is an economy that needs firefighters, plumbers, electricians, welders, doctors, etc. We already have a shortage of skilled labor, and UBI would simply worsen that. Which leads me to subpoint B. UBI is unaffordable. UBI is unaffordable. It is not enough to simply point to the benefits of a policy while ignoring the price tag. The Cato Institute concludes that UBI would cost around $4.4 trillion on an annual basis, which is just slightly below the entirety of the 2019 federal budget, which was $4.746 trillion. The dichotomy of the resolution only allows us to cut the rest of the federal welfare programs, which total around $1,120 billion. In layman's terms, $1,120 billion down, $3,280 billion to go. We are not even in the same ballpark as being able to pay for UBI. But even with the numbers simply not adding up, UBI brings too blunt of an impact where the details are what we need to pay attention to. Contention 2. UBI does not address the real issues. UBI does not address the real issues. Poverty is a problem in our society, but simply throwing checks at poor people fails to address the real issue. According to the Brookings Institute, there are 3 rules to escape poverty in the United States. First, graduate high school. Second, don't have kids out of wedlock. And 3, maintain a job. Of the people who meet these criteria, 2% are currently in poverty, while 75% have gone on to join the middle class. According to Pew Research, children living with an unmarried parent has jumped 19 percentage points in the last 50 years. Throwing money at people never solves the problem. It's a blunt approach where finesse is what is required. The government should consider making encouragements for a better lifestyle, but bailouts simply continue and encourage the never-ending poverty circle. UBI is an undeveloped fantasy that does not understand the real world. But supporters will ignore this, because in the words of Stephen Crowder, how can public policy compete with make-believe? Thank you.